Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Train Sim World 5. So this is a requested video, um, and I've decided to make the video slightly different to the request in that the request was for a video like some of my other videos, what do you get in the special edition? And that was something I hadn't done. I'd done what you get in the deluxe and I did what you get in the free starter, but I didn't do standard and I didn't do special edition. So this one is going to be a look at all of them, what you get and what changes in the game between the free starter pack, which is the first one we're going to look at, um, the standard edition, the deluxe edition, and the special edition. What is the difference between each of these packages? And this is going to be the first video in a complete beginner's guide to Train Sim World. And I mean complete beginner's guide. This is for those people that really don't know anything much about Train Sim World. They don't know how to drive the locos. There's a lot of things they don't know. And it's for you guys that there's questions you've got. And this hopefully will help some of you. Anyway, I don't want to waffle on too much at the start of this. We're going to get straight into it, and we're going to start by having a look at the free starter pack. Now, this free starter pack is still available. They were only going to be doing it for a month, but I believe now it's up till the end of the year, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that date, but it is still available. So if you have never played Train Sim World before, you want to have a quick look at it. It doesn't give you much, the free starter pack, but it gives you enough to get driving. So what do you get in the free starter pack? A very quick look. If you want a more in-depth look, check out my older video on the free starter pack. So here we go. Free starter pack. What do we get? Let me just get rid of this so we can see this. So this is Train Sim World. We'll have a little bit more of an explore around the menu in a later video. This is what are the differences between the starter packs. So here we go. Free starter pack. We're going to start with our routes. Choose a route. The only route we get in the free starter pack is the training center. And the training center is where you can go and learn to drive trains. You get some tutorials, basically. The free starter pack gives you access to your tutorials. Here we go, your basic tutorials where you can learn to drive trains. I'm going to be going through all these tutorials in my next video. So keep an eye out for that. What trains do we get? This is your train modules. In the free starter pack, we get no trains. Apart from the 3 trains that you get in the tutorials. And I can show you them quickly by going to the routes and just jumping in here on foot and very quickly showing you these 3 locomotives here. You've got your electric locomotive, which is the 323. You've got a class 66, which is your diesel locomotive. And then over here, you've got your steam locomotive as well. And if you run through all the tutorials, these are the trains you'll drive. There is actually a German locomotive that you drive in the tutorials as well. I'm not sure why they're not included. But anyway, let's return to the main menu. That's the free starter pack, and as you can see, you quite often get these messages with the free starter pack trying to encourage you to buy the. I'm going to be honest, this is something that I don't like about the free starter pack, the fact that they keep throwing this in your face. But what I will say is as soon as you buy any sort of DLC, this does go away, from what I've been told. I don't know that for sure, but I assume it must. Anyway, let's now jump out of this, and now I'm going to switch over to what you get with the standard edition. Right, now we're back. Let's have a look at the standard edition. So what changes from your free starter to the standard that in the free starter, all you get is the training center. Okay. This adds 3 new routes, and let's go and have a look at these in a second. You get the San Bernardino, which is your American line. You get the Frankfurt Fulda, which is your German route. And you get the West Coast Main Line, which is your UK route. So let me just get this graphic down and we'll go and have a look at this in-game. So remember last time we had in our choose route section, all we had was our training center. Now we have got our German route, our American route, and our UK route. Now, I'm not going to drive any of these in this video. This is just to show you the differences. The other big difference you get between free starter and the standard edition is if you come to your train modules, suddenly you've gone from having no trains to learn to drive to having quite a few. What do we got? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 trains there now to drive. So that's your big difference here. You can now do training on all of these trains. Down the bottom, these are your American trains here. This is your Class 66, which is sort of British freight. Then we've got some German trains here. And actually these are all kind of our German trains here. And then you've got your UK add-ons here from the West Coast Main Line. And yeah, that's basically it. This is what changes between routes. You just get more stuff, more content, more things to drive. Free starter, you get pretty much nothing. It's just a taste of the game, and a way that if you have old content, you can bring all that old content together for free. But in your standard edition, your first box, you get quite a lot of new content for, I think it's £40, the standard edition, which isn't too bad, in my opinion. Right. Now let's move up a notch and let's look at the deluxe edition. What changes from the deluxe edition from the standard edition to the deluxe edition? Let's go have a look at that. Okay, so from the standard edition to the deluxe edition, the main things that change are you do get one new route, which is an older route, but it's relevant. It layers on to San Bernardino, which is the Cajon Pass. And you get 2 new locos. You get the 390, which operates on the West Coast Main Line mainly, and you get the Flix train, which is an add-on for the Frankfurt Fulda route. So let's go in game now and have a little look at them. So again, from the main menu, if we now go and have a look at our routes, we find we now have this one, the Cajon Pass, which is our newest route. The Cajon Pass is a really good American route. It's got a lot of freight train stuff on it, and it goes up over a big mountain, and it's got a steep decline on the other one, which takes a little bit of skill in braking. It's not as straightforward as some of the other ones. And you've still, of course, got all the other stuff that you got from the standard edition. The other thing we should look at is our new locomotives. Let's go in through the same way. Let's go to our train modules. Now, I think we had 13 trains before. What have we got now? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So 3 new trains. No, it should be 4 new trains, actually. Anyway, you've got your 2 Cajon Pass trains. You've got the 390 over here, the Pendolino. and you've got your Flix train here. And again, these are all now you can do learn to drive modules on all of these, which is a lot of fun. I would always say, whenever you're starting out, if you don't know how to drive a train, come here first and do the training surrounding that train. Do I do that every time? No, I don't, is the truth, but I probably should. I usually end up back here at some point learning to drive one of them. But yeah, anyway, let's now jump up the big jump here. And this is the one I've had several questions about now, is the special edition worth it? And what exactly do you get? So that's what we're going to have a look at now. Let's jump back to the main menu. And I'll load up all the special edition content and I'll show you what you get with that. So, special edition. This is what changes. You basically, what changes between the deluxe edition and the special edition is you get everything from the deluxe edition plus 5 new routes. Now, the reason I've been getting a lot of questions over this is because it's a massive jump up in price. You're going from what, £54 up to, well, about £105, which is, when nothing's on sale, that's a huge jump up in price. So the big question becomes, is it worth it? Honestly, only you can answer that. Budget-wise, look at the price of these routes when they're not on sale, and you're getting 5 routes for 10 quid each, aren't you, really? You know, it's an extra 50 quid at the end of the day, and that's 10 quid a route. If this is a game you think you're going to invest a lot of time in, then I would say it's absolutely worth it. All I can recommend is that you get the free expansion pack, the free starter pack, drive the trains, do the tutorials, get a feel for how the game's going to work. And then if you think, wow, actually, yeah, this is a game that I'm going to spend a lot of time in, then yes, go for the special edition. It all comes down to your own budget and what you can afford. What I will say is Train Sim World content does go on sale, and the sales are usually very good. So if you want to get I reckon the best value for money is the deluxe edition. But if you own no content and you want to go right into it, then yeah, I think for what you get in the special edition, if you own none of it, it's definitely worth it. But again, your choice. Anyway, let's jump in and have a look. Let me get rid of this graphic. So the routes, in fact, let's get rid of the graphic and look at it in game. The routes that we get that are different from before are these top ones here. You get the London Underground. Not one of my personal favourites, but I know it's incredibly popular amongst Train Sim World people. I know that this gets a lot of love online. Me personally, it's not one of my favourites, but you know what I have played of it is it's all right. It's just not my cup of tea. New York Trenton, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have owned New York Trenton for a long time and I've never driven on it once. And that's really just because I don't do a lot of the American routes. That is one I am going to have to go and visit. Then you've got these routes over here. This one I have never driven. I installed this one just for making this video. But I am actually quite keen to. I didn't own this one. This was the only route that I didn't own off the special edition. I've bought it to make this video. So yeah, I'm quite excited. It's one I've had my eye on. It's been on my wish list for quite some time. So when I got a few requests to make this video, I thought, right, now's the time. Let's buy it. Let's make the video. So here we are. And the London Overground, the Gospel Oak to Barking Riverside. Some people love this, some people hate it. I particularly like it. I think it's good. It gets a bit samey and a bit boring, but then that's true of any route that you do time and time again, right? Which is why in the special edition, having all of these routes to choose from and mix and match and change, I very rarely stay on the same route very long. I always do a few services of one route and then I'll go somewhere else. Do a few services there, then and then eventually I'll circle back. The only route that I ever spent any major time on was one of the Scottish routes, which was the Cathcart Circle, which has so many layers added onto it now. It's a phenomenal route. But I'm not going to talk about that because it's not part of this thing. So anyway, these are the routes you get. You're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 routes for 100 quid, which is, well, 105 quid, which is phenomenal value. Plus you're getting the Flix train, plus you're getting the 390 and all the other stuff that comes with it. Let's jump out now and go to look at our trains. Here, what do we got now? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 28 trains. So we've gone up quite significantly there in the number of trains owned. These guys you can see are all our new ones. This one is one that I saw in, I don't know if any of you guys watched Matt's 2-day live stream that he did, but he drove this one in it. And again, when I saw him driving this, I actually asked him in the chat what loco's that, and he said it was this one, which was another quiver in the bow for buying that final route from the special edition. I like these. I like the German locos. All of these look fantastic. But yeah, £105 is a lot of money. It comes down to your budget and whether you can afford it. I would say for the content you get, if you own none of the content, it is absolutely worth it. That's my opinion. Again, everybody's going to have their own take on how. I mean, when you think of a AAA game nowadays, what are they, 70 quid? Do you know what I mean? They're a lot of money. For 30 quid more, you're getting a huge amount of content. And when it comes to the price of games, I always say, how much time am I going to put into it? When you look at a trip to the cinema being 10 to 15 quid nowadays, that's an hour and a half, 2 hours work. So for an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of entertainment. So to get my money out of this, I would need what? Say 20 hours entertainment? I would absolutely play this game for 20 hours. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to. It's how much time you're going to put into these games, and whether it's worth it to you. Only you can answer the price. You know your budgets. You know what you can afford. I personally believe it's worth it for what you get. But again, my personal opinion. That is what you get in all these different editions. The only thing that I think is sad, and I'm going to show you this quickly. I'm just going to jump into the training center. With all the Train Sim World 5 content, you actually don't get anything new added to the training center. Whereas if you install a lot of the Train Sim World 4 content, for example, you get quite a lot of stuff added to this. Like you'll have the Flying Scotsman over here. You'll have your Vectron and a couple of German locos over here. You'll have several German locomotives all the way. Do you know what? I'm going to show you. Let me install all my content. And I don't own everything in the game. I want to make that perfectly clear. But let me install all that I own, and we'll have a very quick look at the difference between what you get with the special edition, I'm going to be honest, there should be more stuff in here from the special edition. This should be busier with the money you pay. That's my only negative thing, and I will show you what I mean. I'll install all my other stuff and I'll show you how much busier it is in here. I will catch you in a minute. Okay guys, I am back. I have installed all my content and I thought what better way to do it than come upstairs in the training centre. So I'm on foot in the training centre. I'm upstairs back where we started. And we're going to wander over to this window over here and I'll show you what I mean. This is what I mean. Okay. Look how busy it is when you've got lots of other content installed. You know, I mean, I know it's not a huge amount of locomotives compared to what you have in the game, but it's nice to see extra things here. Let's run down and have a quick look at them. Along here we've got German. Couple of German contingents. This is our Vectron, kind of like the new Flitz train. And we've got a 185 here. We've got Flying Scotsman, and that's the steam engine that we'll be learning to drive in the training soon. We've got the American, I think this was from the Antelope line from the Train Sim World 4. We've got Arizuma. And over here we've got some more of the German locomotives. We've got loads. I mean, we've got, what's this? This is a 143. That looks like a 146 over here. These again are more German locomotives and passenger trains. But yeah, I like when you've got all this extra content. I like the fact that the training centre gets busier. There's more things you can do here. I do think that with the special edition paying that vast amount of money, something extra should have been added to this area. That's my only gripe. That's my only negative thing that I can really say. Like I said earlier, cost-wise, it's all up to you, what you can afford. The only other thing that I haven't talked about, let me just jump back to the main menu. The only other thing I haven't talked about is the size on the disc. So these are rough figures because everything's slightly different. The free starter pack up in, what are we at, top left. The free starter pack up above me, that is round about 7 gig on your hard disk space. Because we've got to think, what if I'm buying these different editions, how much hard drive space do I need? How much have I got free at the moment? Only 7 gig for the free starter pack. The standard edition, in the top right of the screen, that weighs in at about 35 gigabytes with your 3 routes. Then your deluxe edition behind me, that weighs in at about 43 gigabytes. And then your special edition with those 5 extra routes on top of all that weighs in at around 74 gigabytes. So that's very much something you want to think about. How much hard drive space have I got free? Now, to just put all this in context, let me just get rid of this a second. If you get really into Train Sim World, like I and so many other have, and you end up with all of these routes, you know, and I don't have them all yet. I don't own all the content for Train Sim World, but I own a lot. and all the trains that you can get as well. Again, there are lots and lots and lots. I know I should be going through these slower, but I don't want this video to drag on any longer. My install at the moment is just under 280 gigabytes. So this is something that you need to think about when you're expanding your collection. Now, what I will say with that is I do not need to have all my content installed all of the time. If I'm not doing the American routes, I can uninstall them all. And it's very easy to install them and uninstall them at will through your Steam menu. If you go to properties in your DLC, you can tick and untick them. You can easily add and remove things very simply. So it's not a problem. I've got plenty of hard disk space for games like this, so I tend to keep it all installed most of the time. But anyway, I just wanted you to go over, I wanted you to be aware of the hard disk space. 7 gig for the starter, 35 for the standard, 43 for the deluxe edition, and 74 for the special edition with all its routes and everything. Anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. If you've learned something, if you've appreciated it, please like it, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm going to be doing a very much beginner's guide to Train Sim World coming up after this. This is going to be the first video in that series. And then I'm going to go through all the tutorials next. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you at the next one.